And I actually watch a lot of your videos all the time. And I was telling Sean, I said, take a look at some of Fred's videos. It was yesterday, right? You were looking at his video. I was telling him to take a look at some of your videos because they're very inspiring and thought-provoking.
Is this you too, Ben?
Congratulations.
It's family. You wouldn't? All right, shit. He shot my documentary. So,
And I appreciate y'all, man. Like, I don't read too much, you know, but I know, like, the guys that are out there pushing and fighting and trying to get people to see things, you know, the right way. I know that y'all been doing your thing, man, and I know people try to, you know, quiet y'all down and stuff like that. And I couldn't tell you, man, guys like yourself.
The stuff you're doing, it's something you can apply.
So I had a great conversation with 78 and yesterday, and he actually inspired this video. And I've been wanting to do something like this for a minute because my name, I always want to tell you guys a story about my name, right? And my full name is Frederick Hawthorne, right? And so many times throughout my professional career, I can tell people are expecting a white man to walk in if they haven't met me, right? Probably before the invention of Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, where you can find out information about who you're going to meet. But prior to all those inventions, I would meet a lot of people and I can tell they're jolted because I'm black, right? And fast forward to my son. My son's name is Lincoln, right? And the main reason why I named him Lincoln because I want to put him in position to win. And it's not because I didn't want to use an Afrocentric name. Actually, I wanted to name him. You guys want to know the God honest truth? Cassius Kareem. I wanted to name him, and you know it Mom wasn't playing that, so she didn't want that name. And now that I look at it, I thought that's the better move because what you don't want to do is play your hand in a situation. Like 78 gave a great, I'm not going to use his example because he said he has a video coming out. But if you're going to battle with your enemy, you don't want to give them the blueprint. You don't want to give white supremacy the route in which you're going to navigate them. You know what I mean? Like how COINTELPRO infiltrated the Black Panther Party. They used people who look like them, who look like the Black Panther Party, and infiltrated and murdered Fred Hampton, basically murdered Huey P. Newton, mentally murdered Huey P. Newton, you know. And I think that's essential. You know, we can't allow white supremacy to know what we're doing before they shouldn't know our moves. And that's why I named my son Lincoln, because Lincoln Hawthorne is such an androgynous name, right? And although I'm working hard right now so he doesn't have to have a boss, but if he wants to become a doctor, if he wants to become a lawyer, there are certain avenues that you must go to become that. You know, you have to go to school. But if he wants to become an entrepreneur, I will have seed money for my son to become an entrepreneur, you know. But if he wants to be a school teacher, if he wants to be a chemist, there's orthodox methods in which you must do to become that. So I'm naming my daughter Kennedy. Where I have a daughter now that I have a daughter coming soon, and her name will be Kennedy, right? And obviously, you guys see the symmetry between Lincoln and Kennedy and the white presidents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But I wanted to name her Malia, right? I wanted to name her after Malia, President Obama's daughter, and then my mom's middle name. But I thought about it, and I says, they're going to be living with me, right? They're going to be living with me, and they're going to have the ideals of Frederick Hawthorne, right? I have an androgynous name, Frederick Hawthorne. That didn't deter me, right? But I will say this. My smile and my name opened up doors that I probably couldn't have gotten in if my name was Tyrone, or if I didn't smile all the time. Like, I smile out of convenience for me. I don't smile out of many times I smile out of convenience for me, not because of them. Because I know if you instinctively come to a smile, you're not going to be as aggressive. I mean, I'm a pit bull, but I just disguise it with a great smile, right? And you know, but so I'm naming her Kennedy, and my ideas behind this, as I digress back into it, is I want every door to be open for her. And truth be told, I didn't consciously name them after the president. I didn't. I just wanted them to have bland names that that would work. Whether you think it's a boy, whether you think it's a girl, whether you think you're black, whether you think you're white, whether you think you're short, tall, rich, poor, And I think we successfully did that. And I'm truly excited, and I can't wait for her to get here. But I think that it's essential and important that we think about long-term effects as to short-term effects. I'm thankful now that I didn't have a relationship with my father. Now I'm thankful I'm named after him. I will never name any of my offsprings after me because of the lack of relationship I had with my father, and I just wanted to die with me. But I think it's important that we give our children every opportunity to succeed, and I think names are important. In my head, I thought that's one of the more important decisions I can make for one of my unborn children, and I'm not having any more children, I don't believe, you know what I mean? So this is the last hurrah, and that's why I named it. So I'm open to the pros and cons. You guys can shoot whatever you want to shoot at. You guys know I don't block anyone in the comment section, so feel free. I understand the names. I understand why our names are from not from the motherland. I have yet to study my name or the origins of my name, and I will do that. I'm waiting to do a lot of things with my son, and these are some of the things that I want to do with my son. I want to take my son to Africa. I've never been to Africa. I've been to every continent but Antarctica. I've been to every continent except Africa and Antarctica. But you can go to Antarctica now for a day and do whatever you need to do. But so I'm excited to go on these journeys with my son. And but let me know what you guys think about the name. That's why I did it, man, because I think if growing up in my house, you have no choice but to understand the successes and the struggles and the progressiveness of us being black. I don't like using the term African American, because if you use the term African American, in my head, I believe our history started when we boarded those ships. But I go with the term black. I acknowledge African American because I don't want to have debates and open conversation with random people. So I acknowledge when people say I'm African American, but African American doesn't come out of my mouth. So I'm interested to see what you guys have to think, because this is a great conversation that we can have through the comment section. Maybe I'll do another video, and if anybody has a YouTube channel and they disagree with me, I would love to have this conversation, not from a standpoint of proving that I'm right, but I think information needs to be had for all parties involved, so you all can make your decision on why you do what you do. But I think Tyrone Williams, I'm not playing Tyrone Williams, but I know being in college and did be dabbling in Hollywood, being around successful people and being around successful quarters, being around non-successful quarters, being around the elite, I'm talking about fiscally, being around the non-elite fiscally. I know what the name Tyrone Williams does in someone's head. And because you guys are listening to my channel, there's no reason to even think that you don't think Tyrone Williams is black. So if you don't want to hire a black person, that goes in the trash can, you know. And I swear to God, later on, I've had countless conversations. I thought you were white. They have enough Moxie to tell me after we've developed a relationship. And I'm like, yeah, because on the phone, I sound very orthodox. I sound very bland, very white. I don't, and I purposely overtly do that sometimes when I know I'm on the phone with a white person. You know, I pretend that you know, just to play with them a lot, man, because I know they think I'm white. So I just pretend that and it's a game that I've been doing for years, you know, and I enjoy it. I get great satisfaction out of that. So yeah, man. So that's why, man, I didn't name, and maybe, I don't know if it's subconsciously, our America makes us believe that presidential names are the most powerful. I don't know that. But I just think that it had to be at least a 2-syllable name. You know, I didn't want a 1-syllable name. You know, Lincoln and Kennedy. I didn't want like a Kurt. I didn't want, you know, get what I'm saying? Because I think at least 2 syllables makes the name strong. You know, just in my head. You know, I don't know if it's true. I don't know what the numbers say. But yeah. So it's gonna be Lincoln and Kennedy running around, and Lincoln, Kennedy, and Frederick. But yeah, man, it's just I'm interested in the comment section. See where this conversation take us. But and then one might say, I'm gonna try and answer some of the arguments. Some might say we don't need the white man's help. Why would you put your children in position to do that? Numbers prove that it takes a village, 1, to make things happen, and 2, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I can employ both my children. And if they want to be entrepreneurs, again, I'm going to challenge myself, you know. And that's one of the reasons why I have. If I would have had my channel in my 20s, you guys would have seen visually or auditorily and visually seen my transformation. Like in terms of like fiscally, my transformation fiscally is just astonishing, guys. You know, like I'm not sure if this fits in my video, but going from throwback jerseys to designer labels to now believing that being fiscally responsible is the sexiest thing in the world. Like I think I love winning. I love fiscally winning. That turns me on, you know, besides the obvious things, but I love trying to find a way to win fiscally. And but with those new habits, right? I believe that it's going to get my children to the next level, and them being able to think forward, you know. So, but let me know what you guys think. I love the fact you know what, I don't, and just to add to this, I love when I hear people's with ethnic names. I love them. I absolutely love them. I don't look down upon them, like the Jose's. I don't look down upon them. Tyrone's, that's not an ethnic name, but Muhammad, and maybe an Orthodox Jewish name, Steinberg. You guys know what you're getting into. And I just wanted my child to have a blank piece of paper. Who is this person? PhD, master's, millionaire, philanthropic spirit. You know, these are all titles that I wouldn't mind, you know. And I'm not a huge, and truth be told, I'm not a huge component of college. I have discussed that extensively with Mom, and I'm not a huge component of my children going to college. I'm not a huge, one thing I will guarantee, my children are not going to the military. And I just I don't trust America. I don't trust America that much. And by the time they get ready to go to the military, I can't create any more kids. I mean, I'll forever be able to create kids, but I don't think a 65-year-old man is in the best position to raise a baby. So I think that college isn't for everyone. I remember I was in a church and someone said college is for everyone. College isn't for everyone. Because I'll be honest, I always had this conversation with my best friend. Like, he's been my best friend since the 11th grade. We've been since 1993. And I told him if I would have stayed in New York, I would have been a big time dope dealer. Big time. I would have never touched the drugs. I would have been, because I saw all my cousins fail at it. But I knew why they failed. I'm not saying I wouldn't have went to jail. I wouldn't have. But in my head, that's all I knew when I was in New York. Honestly, man, when I went from cousin's house to cousin, I went from dope house to dope house, and I knew how to sell drugs at a young age. I know you guys don't believe that shit, right? But I never sold drugs. I'm not implicating myself at all, nor am I embellishing my childhood, not at all. But in my neighborhoods, I knew who was selling drugs. I knew how the drug game worked. And now looking back at it, I really knew how the drug game worked. But if I would have grew up in that environment through high school, I came to California when I was 8. But if I would have grew up in that environment, looking back, it would have been easy for me to be a big time dope dealer. Easy. And I genuinely believe it. If I wouldn't have had a way out, I would have tried to find a way out. I know you guys laugh. Frederick ain't no fucking dope dealer. Yeah, it's ironically enough, but I saw my cousins failing at it, getting shot. And the funny thing is, they never had leadership. They were just like renegading, selling drugs. You know what I mean? Buy low, quote unquote, buy low, sell high. But you can't really buy low and sell high when you're buying from your next door neighbor who's buying low and selling high, and you're getting small quantities because you haven't earned enough money to buy in large quantities, right? So, but yeah, I would have been a very cerebral drug. I know I would. I'm not know, but I believe I would have. You know what I mean? And I knew I would have been an entrepreneur without a shadow of a doubt. And I would have ventured in drugs, and that probably would have been successful for me. And I would have, and funny, I would have never touched a drug. Never. The same way I infiltrated teaching and became one of the greatest teachers in the history of the Wardy Unified School District, the same way I infiltrated the boxing game and did a movie on Floyd Mayweather, would be the same tenacity I would have did if I was in drugs. I would have worked my way to the top. And the same way I would have Emmy nominated producer, like a little guy like me. I mean, all these accolades. The same hustle is in everything that we do. And this video was just going everywhere, right? But maybe this is a cathartic experience for me. I have no idea. But the same hustle I put in teaching is the same hustle that I put in movie making, the same hustle that I put in writing books, the same hustle that I put in boxing. Just working your way to the top, being transparent, being true to yourself. All these are essential, man. And I'm not tooting my own horn, and I don't say this from a selfish perspective. I think that's why more than half of y'all fuck with me, like, for real. Because if I'm wrong, I believe I'll admit that I'm wrong. I'm rarely wrong in terms of boxing this year, but I think that October 14th card is gonna fuck up my perfect streak this year. That's a tough card to predict. And but yeah, so that's why I don't think college may not be for everyone. College helped me. You know what I mean? I got some great relationships. As you guys know, and some of you, I talk about my accountability team. My accountability team is fucking strong. When I say strong, I mean fucking strong. And those are my brothers, man. I played sports with them in college, and one of them is white. One of them is white, and one is mixed, and everyone else is black. But those are my niggas, man. Like, to die for. Those are like my kings. Like, and I use the word nigga as if I'm talking to them right now, although I'm talking to you. Like, like you know, and I'm speaking, I'm going to get back to the subject, but while we're having this conversation, I love using the word nigga around my brothers, man. Like, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. I love, 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 love using the word nigga around people that I love. You know, I fucking love it. It makes me feel like, uh, uh, I can't describe it. That's how special that feeling is to me. And I know we're all kings. I use the word, I introduce if you don't have a relationship with me, like a knee-deep relationship, I'll never use the word nigga around you. Like, for real. If we don't have I'll always call you king. And in my small circle, a king and I know the comment section is probably gonna go crazy, but king is synonym for nigga in my small circle of friends. I love that word. It is so powerful to me. Like, when I see my accountability team a couple times a year. When I go to Vegas, I have one in Vegas. I'll run and go hug his kids and shake his hand and kiss his wife. No, that sounds, but you know, hug and kiss his wife, shake my boy's hand, hug his kids, you know, and then I go back and I go cover the fight, you know, but it's a special feeling, man. Special feeling to hug him and say, "What's up, nigga?" That is, oh. And I know I'm giving some of you guys goosebumps, and you guys know where the fuck I'm coming from with this. And I know some of you guys say, you shouldn't use the word nigga. I get both of the arguments, but it's too late for me right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but as I digress back into what I'm saying about people not going to college, it don't have to be for everyone. I would have been successful with or without college. I don't know what I would have been successful at, but my hustle is second to none because I only know mine, not because I'm comparing myself to you. I believe if I can consistently get 4 hours of sleep, up 20 hours a day, I can make shit happen. And with the internet, with me being able to connect to people that I've probably never ever meet, but build relationships with them, I think that's special. You know what I mean? Like, I had a subscriber, actually, he came to LA, he hit me up, like, he came down, we end up watching boxing together, we hang out, and we may do some potential business together. He's a white dude. We may end up doing some potential business together. You get what I'm saying? So I think that the internet has loosened and let go of a lot of boundaries. That's why I laugh at the notion sometimes when they say they're building a wall at the border. We have the internet. The internet means there's no boundaries. You can do, and it's just, and that's just a symbolic feat, because with the invention of everything else, there's a black with every invention there's a black market. So live with it. But yeah, so that's why I named my so that's why I named my daughter Kenley. I don't believe college is for everyone. And let's have this conversation. So I'm giving you guys some homework. We can have this conversation. You know, as I always say, we are one, whether we agree or disagree. You know, we are one. You know what I mean? And I will forever. There's one thing I will live and die as, and that's a black man. And that's just what I believe. You know, and yeah, barbershop conversations. And I'm gone. Peace. Yeah, I just want to remind you guys, In Your Corner, a movie I directed on Floyd Mayweather and Sam Watson, is out now on Vimeo.com. In Your Corner, click the link in the description box. And I would genuinely love and appreciate you guys' support. And don't hesitate to leave a comment and let me know what you thought of the film. And again, I appreciate you guys' support and enjoy the video. Peace.